Have you ever looked at your life and thought, it's too late for me? Too late to start over, too late to chase that dream, too late to become who you could have been. You scroll through social media and everyone seems ahead. You think, I missed my chance, but what if I told you, it's never about being early or late. It's about being ready. By the end of this story, you'll understand why the best things in life don't come when you want them. They come when you're finally ready to receive them. Meet David. At 38, he thought his best years were behind him. He used to dream of being a writer, but life got in the way. Bills, responsibilities, fear, they all whispered the same lie. Later, you'll do it later. But later never came. His 20s slipped away, then his 30s. Every year that small voice in his head grew quieter. One evening, he sat in a tiny cafe scrolling through his phone. He saw a headline, "Man publishes first book at 24 and becomes millionaire." David laughed bitterly. Good for him, he thought. I'm too old for that now. That night, he went home and stared at the blank page on his desk. He typed one sentence, then deleted it. Again and again. He felt paralyzed. He wasn't stuck because he lacked time. He was stuck because he believed he'd already missed his moment. Weeks passed. Every day felt the same. Work, home, sleep, repeat. David started believing this was just his life now. Ordinary. Predictable. But one morning, while taking the bus to work, he noticed an old woman sketching in her notebook. Her hands trembled slightly, but her eyes were full of light. He couldn't help but ask, "What are you drawing?" She smiled and said, "I'm learning to paint. I started last year." David blinked. "Last year? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?" She laughed softly. 82. He was speechless. Why start now? Her answer would change his life forever. She said, "My dear, the moment you think it's too late, that's the moment life tests if you're serious. If you still have a heartbeat, you're not late. You're alive, and that's enough." Those words echoed in David's mind for days. That night, he went home and opened his laptop again. This time, he didn't overthink. He just wrote. One paragraph, then two. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. He promised himself he'd write one page a day. No matter how bad, no matter how tired, days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. Slowly, the blank pages turned into chapters. And those chapters turned into something he hadn't felt in years. Momentum. 1 year later, David self-published his first book. It didn't become a bestseller, but it became something far greater, proof that it wasn't too late. For the first time, he understood something powerful. The dream was never gone. He was just too afraid to pick it back up. And fear, that quiet, invisible wall, had stolen more time than failure ever could. He began to see life differently. He realized every person carries their own timeline. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing flowers in a garden. They don't bloom at the same time, yet each one is beautiful when it does. David reclaimed his purpose. He no longer waited for the right time. He made his time right. So if you think you're too late, remember David. Remember the old painter on the bus. They both prove one truth. You're never behind in life. You're exactly where you're supposed to begin again. If this story touched you, leave a comment below and share one dream you're ready to reclaim. Like this video, subscribe for more real stories. And never forget, every too late is just a new beginning waiting for your courage. In our next video, we'll explore the habit that can rebuild your confidence from zero. Don't miss it.